Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
The Bucks and the Raptors are our first game to preview today here on the Morning Steam. Talk about the moves a little bit. Like I said, the sharps have steamed all the unders like they don't know what's going on. Maybe they'll be right, but it doesn't feel like that's the way that these late season games are going right now. It just seems like nobody wants to play any defense. You have players in there. And I will say this. Remember what Tony said, Mindy,
Yeah.
on Thursday's,
Yeah.
Wednesday or Thursday show, was it? That he felt like overs were coming at the end because, and I agree with him. And you look at it right now, it's almost like, yes, we make fun of players for not playing defense good, but for the most part, really guys who are established in the NBA are there because they can play a little defense. It's like maybe more people can score, or there's a lot of professional, but we're seeing so many different players right now because of a lot of players resting and more players getting playing time that are reserve players. You don't play as much because you don't play any defense. So that's kind of what it looks like. And Tony mentioned also the effort needed to play defense. Everybody's ready to end the season. Just why play defense? So, anyways, the Bucks and the Raptors start us off. And in this one, we're showing. Let me just call it up because I know there's going to be movement. There has been already, but not too much on this one. Raptors open 2.5, now 3.5. Total opened as high as 228.5, and now it's down to the 224 ish. What do we have here? 225. It's gone down even more.
Yeah, right. So, like you talked about, we've reached the exciting time of the year where we're still trying to factor in who is always going to play in all of these games here today. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know if
right.
either of these teams are, really motivated to play very much. But again, it's kind of like what you've been saying here. I have this modeled out at coming in at about, I don't know, like 240. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over.
I'm take the over with you. I'm gonna take so many overs here. I'm sure today. Uh, Again, that's what I see. Elite players out, a lot of players out. Nobody's playing defense. I don't know. I get it because sharps are going to play their numbers maybe, and they see all these totals uh, dropping because of I don't know, maybe the squares are like, hey, Drew Holiday's out, Giannis is out, Connaughton's out, Lopez is out, Middleton's out, Grayson Allen's out, Siakam's out, Fred is out, OG is out, everybody's out.
Are you getting tired?
So who's in, who's out. And in these cases, where a lot of times during the regular season, where maybe they're, playing a team, when we talk about some of these elite players out for one team and the other team has their good players, so they can play defense on them. But I just feel like that's not going to be the case today. Maybe look, nobody's going to go too heavy, I would guess, on this type of card, but let's go over in this one. 224 ish. It says 225 on the screen. I'm sure we're going to get lower than that right now. Let me take a look. I see comments coming in. I don't know what that was referring to, but I just wanted to show it.
Clown show, yeah.
Let me see here. Okay. Thomas Lewis on Milwaukee. Theo says maybe he's agreeing with these overs. Like I said, all these you're going to find almost every game is moved to the under. What were the scores last night?
A lot.
Mindy, remember what I said on the show yesterday? when we talked about this game. I said, what was the total? 230 something, and I'm like, well, this one seems like it's going to be 270 points, and it was 280. All right, Ziggy's got a lean here in this. Well, there it is. But I said that. Thank you, Scotch. At least somebody was paying attention to me. So TJ on the over here. Bet all overs, Ho said. And I want to agree almost with that. There's a couple where maybe they put it a little too, but it's already gone down, Demetrius, here today. We're on the over in this one. Tease all the overs, Demetrius says. I like that. NBA, yeah. Let's get ready for Tuesday. All right, that's our first one. We're going to be, we might end up on a lot of plays here on the show, and maybe not very many in premium land. Hate to ruin some good I'm trying to get back to that 6,000 after last night, and I don't want to be all in these NBA and say, what happened?
Then you're going to kick yourself for not being in there, right?
The Hornets and Cavaliers, this one opened around, maybe as high as 6. Maybe the action's coming in on Charlotte today. The total opened as high as mostly 216.5. It's down to 214.
214?
Yeah, what do I have it on the screen there?
215.5.
Boy, here's another one. It's going down, down, down. Like the players that are going to get in the game can't, despite the fact that all have played basketball their entire lives, whoever they are that are going to be in there today, can't put it in the hoop. They forgot how or something, and I guess the defense is coming because it's the Cavaliers. Everybody's settled in, so the Cavaliers are going to bring their defense today and shut down the lowly Hornets, whose offense has been stumbling down the finish as well. But go ahead, Mindy.
Well, it's one of those that I don't know. Is Cleveland's reserves better than Charlotte's reserves? That's kind of like what we all have to kind of take a look at here. It's pretty wild, right? But I have this one modeled in at a 117 game, right? So that would maybe, lean to, the Hornets, but that's well over this total. Ramon, I'm going to go over the total of 214.
I'm going to go over. I don't care. I'm going to go over. Please proceed with caution, but I don't know. For Charlotte, players out include Rozier, Oubre, Hayward, Martin, and Washington. And for Cleveland, they have star players out of the game today. Mitchell, Jared Allen, questionable. So you talk about, the defense and whatnot. Those are some of the players out there. There are some others out too, some bench players. So I'll go over. I'll go over. What the heck? I have nothing to lose. I'm just giving out free plays on YouTube. But this is really the way I feel about the way the games are going to be played today. I mean, even before today, even we were talking on Friday's games, had some of those games get a little wild, I thought. So what are you guys doing? Let's see. In the chat, I know we're not going to have a lot of opinions, so we'll whip through these. Right. If you do have an opinion, please, come with it. Here's Thomas Lewis on Cleveland. I don't know if I like Cleveland today. I might like Charlotte on the money line. Hello, Steve James is here today. Butterscotch on the over with us. So, and again, I just want to make it clear, these totals are all moving under, almost all of them, and I'll just go through every single one as we go along. To me, usually that's the sharp action. The little steam monitors all on the under pretty much, except for a game or two. And I just cannot agree. Maybe these sharps are walking around, driving their Rolls Royces while we're trying to grind out not only betting games, selling picks, and all that, and they're riding around in Rolls Royces, sending out bets to runners throughout the world, like all the unders are coming up.
That's funny.
Maybe it's a giant head fake. Maybe they sent in all this under money early and they're going to pound the over. All right. Ziggy, Hornets, ATS, a lean there. I'd say just take him on the money line with there's going to be some goofy results. We know that. And nobody's commenting much on these games. They're just laughing and waiting for the real sport. All right. Keep it rolling. Here. We'll try to give the injuries a little bit, but, we will give them. But we know, a lot of players out. All right, with the Rockets and the Wizards here now, I'm showing that the Rockets are up to they're a 4-point favorite. And the total here, this one really hasn't moved too much. In fact, this one's moved a little bit over. Open 227, and it's now 228.
All right, so I got Washington -3. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's probably 4 now.
Oh, the Rockets are minus?
Yeah, the Rockets are -4 on the road, everybody. This is that one interconference game, by the way, but it's still kind of funny, right? The Rockets favorite on the road, even if it is against Washington. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I have this. I'm going to go ahead and take Washington here in this one at home. I kind of like the core players for the Rockets a little bit better, but I'm going to go ahead and go Wizards here in this one.
All right, Mindy, we'll take those points. You said, whatever. Are they just making up lines? Are they just, throwing the Rockets out there as a road favorite all of a sudden? All right, Thomas Lewis on Houston. So I'm on the over. Come on. I'm on the over. Rockets and Houston? Rockets and Wizards? Let's go over in this one. I mean, we tell you all the star players are out, for these teams, except Houston has no star players. Kuzma, Beal, Porzingis, those guys are pretty good players. They're out. Also, Gafford's out. Monty Morris is out for Washington. So a lot of players out for Washington. Houston, actually, Porter is out. Tate is out. But they've got a few more players maybe in. Maybe that's why they're favored in this one. Mindy says take the Wizards here. And I'm on the over. Hawks and Celtics here. The Celtics are -6. And this total is 228 maybe. This one has moved lower. It opened as high as about 230 or so on the high, but now it's 228, and the Celtics are favored by 6.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hawks here plus the points at 6.5. I don't expect a real high intensity game here between these folks. But that's how I'm going to go here in this one. And take the Hawks.
Right. Sure. Celtics favorite here by 6 or so. Mindy says takes the points in this one. Let's see. Thomas Lewis is on Boston. Ziggy leans to the over. And not much else going on there. It looks like not many plays from our crew. So, actually, I haven't seen much as far as the professional action in this game. So, this is one that I actually was kind of thinking it might not get to that number. Let's see here. Well, no more comments. Okay. I'm gonna be on. This is one game I will be on the under. This might be one of 2 or 3 games where Not sure. It'll be an over, but mostly overs. Let's continue on. Let's get this NB. Let's just get this. I'm glad the season will be over in basically a 5-hour window. Magic and Heat now. The Heat 5.5. Call it 5. This one's 214. And we see the Heat games, they're lower in totals. And they're still kind of sneaking over a little bit.
So what are we looking at? I'm updating my lines here. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
What did it open at, Ramon? The over under.
This one opened about right here, Mindy. I mean, I'm not seeing much movement at all on this one. Open 213.5, 214, and the spread open maybe as low as 4.5 or 5 for the most part. Very little movement in this game, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Magic here, plus the 5.5 points. That's where I'm gonna head in this one. All my analysis right there.
Hey, we don't look. I mean, Hutchinson, you've done a great job this season with so much information. There's not a lot of analysis, other than, like I said, because the Eastern Conference, everything's done. Banchero missed the last game. He's questionable today with an injury. For the Heat, Bam is probable. Butler's questionable. I don't know why these guys will be in there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, Lowry questionable. Yeah, Hero questionable. So, not sure why, they'd necessarily be in there. Like I said, there's not going to be any movement, in the East. We are set in the East. Miami, the Heat will play. They'll host the Hawks on Tuesday night in that 7-8 game. That is set.
Okay.
So, Mindy's on the Magic. I'm on the over in this one. I'm sorry. Let me make sure we get the comments in there, if any. Thomas Lewis here is on Orlando. TJ says under. So I don't. Here's the thing: the Heat games. Like I said, the other game too. The other day, what was the game on? Was it on Friday where it was like 214 or 15? It just snuck over the total. So Ziggy leaning under though. And Sacramento's, we'll get to that one, but to come back with that. And Hosehead's going over on every game. And that's what we saw the discussion in the chat yesterday because of the scores yesterday and also the day, the couple of days before.
That's the thing. I'm coming in well over on almost all of these, so it kind of worries me a little bit. So I do have some comfort when you're like, I have all over. So I'm like, okay, well.
Well, like I said, there's no doubt, Mindy. Most of these games have been, steadily take the under. I mean, I can really just rattle off the games a little bit. So. Guys are having some great comments in there today. You want to keep rolling, but okay. The Pistons and the Bulls. The Bulls are favored here in this one. I gotta check the line every game, really. The Bulls 7. The total here 219. Not much movement here, Mindy, at all. It is slightly ticking under. Open as high as 221.
Yeah, thanks for giving that because I didn't do my opening lines here today for, whatever reason. But basically,
last night, none of the games were
none
on
of
the
them were
board.
out there. That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of have this one coming in again, like 117, 116, 234 is my total. I'm gonna go over this 218 here today.
That sounds like a lock.
It is a lot and a lock, right? I don't know. But I'm still a little nervous to play them.
Well, right, and maybe that's why we're getting your plays here on the show. They might not be making many premium. Like I know you've been going light on the NBA as we wind down. I'll take the over with you, of course, with Detroit and Chicago. Steam on this game. Let me see here. I got it here. Detroit and Chicago came in on the under here. Screw those guys. I want to go over. Screw the Sharks.
I have these coming in a lot over, right? Like 230s, and I'm sitting at a 218 total.
Right. Well, again, that's, don't forget everybody, the personnel situations with every single game. But that's what I'm saying. Just because the top players are out doesn't mean that, uh, like I said, the top players play defense. That's why they're NBA players. These other guys, yes, some are reserves. They're still good players. Some of them are 10-day contract guys on some of the teams. Detroit, Magruder, Livers, Burks, Bogdanovich, Stewart, and Diallo are all out. Wiseman is probable. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine may get rest today. Not much else on the injury report here, really, for the Bulls of the short-term injuries. So, again, maybe the Bulls can rock the Pistons today, but uh, you know, what are they playing for? They're all set as well. I mean, we know that the Bulls will travel to Toronto. They'll face the Raptors on Wednesday night in the 9 versus 10 seed game. So catch up on those matchups a little bit too. We're on the over here in this one. Maybe the end of the season is supposed to be right. They are all. That's right. That's right. They're all professional. These guys can score. Hosehead knows it. Yeah, something goofy will happen today out there. Somebody who never plays will get out and have a big game. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be in this game. Maybe it'll be our guy McClung in the next game when the
There you go.
76ers battle the Nets. The Nets here. This one. Oh gosh, hit the wrong button here. In this one, the Sixers and the Nets. It's now 3 open 4. Total 219 or so. Not much movement though in this one, but reportedly the steam did come in on the under at 218.
Okay.
Whatever it's worth.
Right. Right. Like I have this one pretty close to the total. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the 76ers. And I'm going to try them out. I have them winning here by outright winning by like 7. So I'm going to take the points here with the Sixers.
All right, Mindy goes with the Sixers in this one against Brooklyn. I'll be on the over here. I'm not worried about the steam necessarily. It looks like pretty good steam to me actually. When I see the pattern of steam that kind of came in, even though that didn't move the line as much, I would go under if this were a regular season game. But Thomas Lewis on Philadelphia. And Fernando says Ziggy's got a lean to the over here. Fernando wondering about will Embiid play in this game? Let's take a look at the injury report in this one now. Harden is out, Embiid is out, Tucker is out, Melton is out, Maxey is out, and Harris is out. For the Nets, they're a little bit more clear, but Dinwiddie could rest, Harris could rest, Claxton could rest. They're all questionable. Sumner questionable. O'Neal out, Curry out, DFS is out, and Cam Johnson is out. So let's go over with the reserves in there today on these two teams. I'm going over again. And anything in the chat? Everybody's backing off a little bit. Brooklyn for butterscotch. So, all right. Yeah, and that it might be a look. I'm not saying we're going to outsmart everybody. Maybe I'll be losing all these. Don't need to say that, but because of all the scorers out, maybe that's what average person says. Oh my gosh, all these great players are out. Who's going to score? And we've already seen the pattern. Who's going to defend? It should be the question.
Right.
Pacers and Knicks. The Knicks are favored here, currently by 9 or 8.5 or 9. And the total here in this one is now at 231. This one's actually gone up a little bit, opened as low as 229.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the Pacers and the points today. I have them winning by like a bucket, and that's where I'm gonna play. There we go.
All right, I'm on the over here, even at 230. This one, yeah, I think for me, I'm probably going to prefer points here. This one actually, the reported steam. This was like the only game so far where they've actually kind of come in on the over. Maybe we should fade them here. They don't know what they're doing, but
Right.
we'll take the over. I wanted to go over in this matchup. You look at the injury report, Pacers and Knicks. Actually, seeing a little bit of buyback here to the under of late. Halliburton continues to be out. Turner questionable. Nesmith questionable. McConnell questionable. Duarte and Brown out. For the Knicks, Brunson out. Randall out. So, do
All
have
right.
players out, and we know that in the matchup, we know both these. We know that the Knicks are in, the Pacers are out, but the Knicks they will play Cleveland in the first round, the 5 versus 4 matchup. The Knicks in Cleveland. That's the Eastern Conference. All the Eastern Conference. We're done. Like I said, all those we know who's in, we know who's out, and all the positioning is set as well. Nothing can change in the East. So talk about a lack of motivation. You need motivation to play defense. Let's see what the comments and the Pacers and the Knicks. Oh, I'm a mess here as far as again because we're not seeing a lot of. Well, we're just not seeing a lot of picks, and I don't mind. I don't mind you guys if you're not totally involved in this game. Here's in this card, but here's TJ on the Knicks, but Thomas is on Indiana. Nice, TJ. Yeah. That's right, Josehead. We're not, trying to outthink. We saw what's happening. I mean, some of these, you're sure they'll stay under. Some of them, that maybe this is this is a sporting event. So, but just look, 150 points. Some of these guys right now. Oh, there was one more. There was a New York on TJ. Okay. Let's get to the Western Conference, where there's a little bit more at stake. In these games. We'll cover it with each and every one. And again, maybe if there's, but all the teams are in. They're just a matter of where they're going to be seated on some of these. As far as the Kings are concerned, Sacramento, they're locked into the 3rd seed right now, and the Nuggets, they're the top seed. That's for certain. They can't move. They cannot move. So the Kings here are road favorites, for some reason. Now check the injury report. Of course, Mindy will give us her synopsis. This one opened Kings 2.5, and now it's up to 5. So
well, I'm gonna take the Kings. It's one of those that they have maybe the better rest scenario in this one. Maybe it doesn't matter at all, but I'm gonna take the Kings here and lay the points.
De'Aaron Fox is upgraded to probable, and so is Domantas Sabonis, and that's good news. Here's a situation. Sabonis might want to get in there a little bit and play, right? Despite the fact that their spot is locked up because he's missed a few games, so just get into form a little bit. Monk is questionable for the Nuggets. They're not really showing any injuries, so. But I don't expect much defense in this game, even with the regulars in there. I'm going to go over with the Kings and the Nuggets. Pretty high total. But these are the Kings after all.
And what did that one open at, Ramon, on the total?
Kings and Nuggets total opened as high as 235, Mindy, and now we're showing it as low as 229 in some spots.
Oh wow. Okay.
So this one got steamed to the under, no doubt about it. And hey, I'm all about the sharps. Everyone knows I love the sharps. I love the steam. Base my whole mojo on it, right? Not today. I'm going again. I got to go against it. So I put one under in there, not a token under necessarily. All right, here comes yeah. Oh boy, let me see. There might be some comments on this game that I missed. Ziggy's got to lean to the over, solo over. Butterscotch says Denver horrible when they sit their stars. At this point, no one has been ruled out necessarily that might be considered a top player. The injury report is nearly clear. So, TJ maybe on the Kings here. Thomas Lewis on Denver. Ron Hahn on the Kings. And okay. Spurs and Mavericks. And this one, we're showing the Mavs here, favored by 3.5. It opened 4 or so. The total opened about 231, and not much movement here. If anything, it's ticked up just a little bit between the Spurs and the Tankricks.
So we have the Mavs. So it went from -5. Oh no, to -4 to -3. Or so.
Yeah, not too much going on there.
And then 228 from what?
Probably 229-ish. 231.5 was the highest opener, and I'm also showing right now, even though 228.5 on screen, this one's actually starting to creep back up a little bit. It's about 230.5.
All right. Well, I'm just still gonna go ahead and take Dallas on this one at home. I'll take him here, laying the 3.5 or 4, whichever. That's how I'm gonna look at this one.
All right, Mindy, lay the points with the Mavericks. I'm not going to go against you. I'll just say it right now. I think I like the Spurs on the money line. But, Mindy, I'm going to take the over as my official play here on the show and take over with the Spurs and the Mavericks at 230.5. For sure. I mean, the Spurs give it up like nobody else. Everyone loves the Spurs, and they're all. Got to say it. Got to tell it like it is, Mindy. You're getting faded in this one.
That's fine.
On San Antonio Spurs money line for TJ. He agrees.
Not the first or last time, Ramon. That will happen.
No, but today it's just funny. Usually I'd say like, "What are you guys doing?" Fading Mindy, but today you can make a little bit of fun out of it. Not of you, but just a scenario. So. Dallas eliminated. Spurs are eliminated. Talk about the player, who's going to play. Right, Kyrie, Mindy. How about Kyrie? Oh, we left the Nets in a good position. We're going to go to the Mavericks, and now you're out of the playoffs. And now Kyrie is talking about, going into free agency. Good luck. Hey, good luck. I'm sure you'll find a nice place. For the Spurs, we make fun of them, but these guys have actually done a nice job. We saw them play yesterday. We saw the crazy score. Today, Collins, Johnson, Vassell, Sohan, McDermott, Graham, they're all out. For the Mavericks, Kyrie, just take the day off. Your season's over. Get out of here. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Kyrie's out. Luka's out. Maxi Kleber out. Hardaway out. Green out, Bullock out. I'm going over. Whoever's in, I'm going over. I was going to fire up the goalie computer here and actually look at the potential lineups again.
Oh, yeah?
And try to. Well, yeah. I mean, I Maverick, Tilakina, Hardy, Burtons, Wood, and Powell. are expected for the Mavericks. Jones, Branham, Wesley, Bates, Diop, and Barlow for the Spurs. Any other lineups we want to look at here? I mean, well, this will be, some of these are just downright fun. Oh, man. Who are these? Okay. All right. Fernando on the Spurs. Also Ziggy on the Spurs. Kyrie, could he go back to Cleveland? Interesting, yeah. Oh, Fernando says Kyrie is playing. Okay, I haven't seen that news yet. I'm showing
never
you.
Mind. He then said never mind.
He did say it, never mind? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I go backwards in the chat, actually. You look up, because once you guys comment too many, I just start to look backwards. So, okay, there, never mind. Yes, walking, spotted, Bear. Great to have him, as always. Hey, Mr. Twin Turbo's here today. Hey, I'm not total Kyrie hater. I mean, after all, I do believe the earth is flat.
Funny.
All right. Clippers and the Suns, Mindy, for the Clippers. Westbrook, Gordon, Kawhi, but because these guys actually play, we know the situation's a little different in the West. Let's take a look at where we stand right now with the Clippers. This is big. So the Clippers, of course, played last night. They beat Portland. That moved them back into fifth place. If the Clippers win this game, they will clinch the fifth seed and then play the Suns in the first round. Now, the Clippers also can finish fifth if Golden State and New Orleans lose. The Clippers will finish sixth if they lose, and the Warriors win, and the Pelicans. It's complicated. They can't finish below seventh, but they'll finish seventh if they lose, and the Warriors win, and the Pelicans win. I think it's a little confusing. So there is a little bit of maybe motivation in this game. Maybe that's why we see, at least in this one, the Clippers massive favorite here at the resting Suns. The Clippers are favored by 10.5. It opened 12.5, so there's some non-believers out there. But there's no doubt. Paul George still out, but Suns, Booker, Ayton, Durant, Campaign, Chris Paul, they're all out.
What did this one open at for total, Ramon?
Yeah, this total opened around right here, 226, 225-ish. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go over the total on this one. I have it coming in at about 4 points higher. That's where I'm sitting. So I'm gonna go over the total here. This one.
All right, Mindy, on the over here, Clippers and the Suns. Maybe the Suns might actually have some trouble here. The Clippers should rock them. I would think, can they get the money? Boy, I think they might be able to. They might be able to put up a big number here, actually. Can I get to the over on this one with you? I'm going to take the Clippers. I'm going to lay 10.5 points at the Suns today. Looks like we could have a little bit more on this Clippers. Ziggy, you'll get a discount on that. It's definitely gone down. Fernando here. Here's Thomas Lewis. He wants the points today on Phoenix. And let's see here. Walking spot a bit right. It's not hard. But Kyrie just makes it that way. That one. Mr. Twin Turbo. Curtis was suspecting, but we've had actually Mr. Twin Turbos joined us before several times. Curtis he does like the over as a lock. His emoji button is broken. Curtis with a lock there. Don't be surprised if that one. I might be saving that one actually a little bit with Mindy here. Big meat here today, bringing the heat, bringing the meat. Big meat. Yeah, maybe you can get to every team, Bear. Maybe you can get to every team. Be the Gaylord Perry of basketball. The Grizzlies and the Thunder in this one. All right. Scenarios here for Memphis. Hey, Memphis, it's easy. They've are the second seed. There's just no other way around it. They have the second seed. The Thunder, they're the 10th seed. They'll play New Orleans. No, they'll play New Orleans. Well, we don't know who they're going to play. They'll play New Orleans, Minnesota, or the Lakers, right? They'll play one of those teams on Wednesday night. So they're in the 9-10 game. That's all there is to it. Thomas Lewis on Oklahoma City. What's Mindy? Real ones here.
The real
one. Yeah, we got well, Mindy went with the Magic and I went with the over. So I wouldn't say we've got a lock on the last day of the season. I'd say the number of locks, although we do see some in our chat, I'm not sure Mindy and I have any locks here today. Mindy, in this one, the Grizzlies open a slight favorite. The Thunder are now favored by 1. Total open 229. Open as high as 232, but now it's 229.
232 now is 229. I'm going to go ahead and take the Memphis Grizzlies here in this one. It looks like you said I get a point now, so I'll take that. And it's one of those, I feel like sometimes these teams don't want to play defense, but I think they got a little bit to play for here today.
Yeah, late Memphis games are definitely going higher. For Memphis today, Ja is doubtful. He was likely to rest. Tyus Jones, Jaren Jackson, Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bain, all doubtful. LaRavia, he's out. For the Thunder, SGA expected to rest. He's out. Jalen Williams out. Both Jalen's are out. J-Dub is out and Jalen Williams is out. Josh Giddey out. Lou Dort out. Kenrick Williams out. Yeah, he's out for the season now, right? So with that wrist injury. So it's actually a tough injury, actually, for Oklahoma City. We'll see how long their season can last. They've been good to us all year. Thank you to the Oklahoma City Thunder for a great season, no matter what happens in their play-in game. I'll take the over tonight with this afternoon, Memphis and Oklahoma City. What do you guys say in the chat? Ron G, Oklahoma City. Ziggy leans the Thunder. Thomas Lewis, Oklahoma City. Ron G, Oklahoma City. And a few more. Grizzlies to cover, Mr. Wind Turbo says, agreeing with Mindy here, I believe. Yes. Says go Memphis. TJ thanking him for the money as well. Durant took a night off. Yeah, poor Durant. Needs maybe these guys do they ever do cryotherapy anymore?
Not after Antonio Brown lost his toes or something like that,
right?
I don't know if they do anymore, actually.
All right, so Mindy's on the Grizzlies. I'm on the over. Let's get through this. I know this Western Conference got to touch on a little bit of these are important. Warriors situation, Mindy, coming in with their matchup with the lowly Trailblazers. They thud, right? The
Right.
Warriors, they will clinch a top 6 spot with the win here. They'll finish 5th if they win and the Clippers lose, but vice versa would put the Clippers 5th and the Warriors 6th. The Warriors lose the tiebreaker with the Clippers, the Lakers, the Pelicans. So if any of those teams end up tied, the Warriors, they could finish last. So if they lose to Portland, the Warriors will be in the play-in tournament unless the Lakers and Pelicans also lose. Got it?
Sure.
There's going to be a quiz at the end of the show. As far as the injuries, the who's in, who's out. Look, the Warriors are 17-point favorites here, expected to crush. Funny that those guys on the Trailblazers have actually, I don't want to say they've looked better, whoever they are, but now all of a sudden Portland's got everybody out for this game. So Keon Johnson out, Cam Reddish out, Eubanks out, Thibault out, Simons out, Nurkic out, Baji out, Grant out, everybody out. Warriors by 17. Total 234 or so.
And how'd we open on the total?
Total opened right about there. The total opened at 233. It's actually, hanging out right there.
This is one I'm going to go ahead and go under the total on. Just kind of feel like we're not going to have a whole lot of incentive. I know, like you said, the Warriors have to win here. Trailblazers sitting some folks. I'm going to go under 233.
Yeah, once these guys are getting big leads, it kind of like goes away a little bit, and then the bad teams come back. I'll take the 17 points, 16 and a half points here with the Blazers. They are, going to be sending out there a lineup of nobodies. It's going to be, Sharp. We love Sharp, of course. Mays, Knox will be in there. Watford and Walker for the Blazers today. So I expect the Warriors to get a huge lead, take off the gas, and maybe the Warriors can get the money. I'll just take it as a free play here in this one. Let's see what you guys are up to on this game. Thomas Lewis, Golden State. Blazers against the spread here. Warriors in a blowout. It has. It's a huge card, Curtis, no doubt. Every team's in action today. Warriors first half, great consideration there by Butterscotch. Latifah's here just laughing at us, laughing
Right.
at everything. All right, Clay over. Yeah, maybe the props are going to be really tough today, right? Because who's going to stay in? Who's going to, if it is indeed a blowout. The Jazz and the Lakers are next. Let's take a look at the scenario. Well, I think now we've gotten to a point where the Lakers situation, if we go on just by what I've said, is pretty clear, but let's just make it clear. The Lakers are in 7th currently. They hold the tiebreaker over the Pelicans. They could move into 6th, but it's not going to rely all on them. They got to win. Warriors would have to lose to the Trailblazers. We could just stop there. If they win, they can't finish lower than 7th. If they lose, they'll finish in 8th for sure, I believe. If Golden State does win, which they should, the Lakers are, going to get that play-in spot. So I think the scenario is pretty well covered. If the Lakers and Pelicans win, the Clippers and Warriors lose, that'd be a 4-way tie, and we know the Pelicans have the advantages there with the tiebreakers. So it'd be New Orleans, Clippers, Lakers, and Warriors in that order. So if the Lakers win, which they should, and the Clippers, Pelicans, and Warriors lose, forget it. The Warriors ain't going to lose. What do you got,
Hey, what do you got for open on this one, on the total?
Yeah, in this one, it opened as high as a 231. It opened maybe as 231.5 for the most part, and now
Okay.
we're up to 234.
Now it went up to 234. All righty. Well, I'm gonna go ahead here and take the Jazz and the big points here. I think the Lakers will get the win, but not sure if they can cover the spread here.
Right? I mean, come on. I mean, the Lakers. I don't care who the Jazz are throwing out there. Uh, for the record, we're showing that the Jazz will have Dunn, Agbaji, uh, Fontecchio, JTA, and Azubuike. So that looks like what is expected. But no, right now, look, if the Lakers get that big lead as they're expected to roll, right, what will we see from LeBron and KD? How long can these guys get in there for? That's kind of what I see. Uh, for the Jazz, they'll have Olynyk out, THT out, Sexton out, Gay out, Clarkson out. For the Lakers, AD and LeBron are questionable. Lakers need this game, in certain respects. If they're trying for the best, but who knows? Schroeder questionable, Russell probable. So, all right, Mindy on the Jazz here, and I'm gonna go with Mindy and take the Jazz.
Hooray! Consensus play number 4.
Yeah, you thought we'd have more, huh?
Not really.
Okay. The comments are just rolling in on this
I
one.
know, right?
Everyone, see what we got here. Oh boy. TJ's ready to end it.
Every time. Baseball, please.
Yeah, we got to get to all those. I mean, jeez.
Right.
Ziggy leans to the Jazz. Thomas on the under. Mr. Winturbo says too many points. Justin Millage here today on the Lakers. And okay, we got one more, you guys.
Right. Then we'll have our job done. Suffering through these.
Yeah, and I agree, Bear. I feel kind of strongly about the situation with the overs, but again, it's hard to get totally behind it. Here's another one: Pelicans and the Timberwolves. This one opened 230.5 down to 227, and the line is 3 in this game. The Pelicans situation certainly is, like I said, uh, pretty clear in that whole jumbo. They lost a series with the Lakers, so that's why they're in 8th. If they win this game, they could go as high as 5th. If Minnesota beats New Orleans, the Pelicans will host Oklahoma City in that 9-10 game. Depends. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of scenario in there, a little bit of movement, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the Timberwolves at home. I have them winning by about 7. I think this one is going to be a lot of back and forth. So for me, this spread is pretty right on. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Wolves here at home to get the victory.
I'll take the over in this one. It opened 230-ish and it's 227. I got some points with me. A cat is probable in this game. So Nas Reed's been out for a while now. That's a bummer. And I will say this for Minnesota, because this is still an important game for them. They won yesterday, so it's basically this is a top 8 winner gets the 8th seed here. That's what makes this kind of an important game. That's why you're seeing not many resties here. You want to get to that. You want to get to that 8. This might be the most important game on the card, quite frankly. The Pelicans and the Timberwolves today. Minnesota wins and the Lakers win. The Wolves can't finish higher than 8th. If Minnesota wins and the Lakers lose, the Wolves will host the Lakers on Tuesday night in the 7-8 game. If Minnesota loses this game, they'll be 9th, and they'll host Oklahoma in the 9-10 game on Wednesday night. So this might be the big game of the day here. And I'll still go over. And one ad here. Let's get the comments in. But I have to vote that the Minnesota Timberwolves, they should not have those uniforms like they wore yet. They just look too much like the old Nuggets with the rainbow colors on the top. It looks too much like those old Nuggets uniforms. So yeah, Tony went through. You get his previews of the games. So Cat under says TJ. Let's get out of here on these. Pelicans for Ziggy. Mr. Wind Turbo, I think, on the over.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab, where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.